thousands of years before the fall of Bast, the title-locked moon of Kenshi was home to the First Empire, a prosperous and advanced continent-spanning civilization that eventually fell, likely due to a civil war which led to the first extinction, when intelligent, skeleton robots would have exterminated their human creators, if not for Stobe, a great behemoth robot who sacrificed his life to save the last of humanity. In awe of Stobe's heroism, many skeletons were deeply ashamed of their actions and could not live with the guilt, resulting in some lost to mass suicides, while others learned to live with the pain, forever plagued by bouts of depression. After the Chaos Age, which followed the first extinction, the surviving remnants of humanity fell to primitive barbarism, and so a group of skeletons formed the Second Empire, seeking redemption for their kind by creating a safe and prosperous environment for humanity. Led by the Emperor Cat-lon, the Second Empire thrived for many years, but may have suffered labor shortages as the robot population drastically decreased, both from mass suicides and their inability to make more of their kind using the factories located in an area that became the Floodlands. As a result, they focused on genetic engineering, possibly creating several new species, including the Enforcers as a military caste, genetically enhanced humans with physical traits and mental abilities almost entirely dedicated to warfare. They also may have created the Greenlanders as humans with a heightened ability to farm, perform scientific research, and cook, while Scorchlanders specialized in adventuring and crafting, as they were faster, more agile, stealthier, healed faster, and could eat raw meat. Some even claimed they created the Hivers as an insect-like humanoid worker caste, since they excelled at manual labor and when in a hive, followed their queen's orders without question. Though the Second Empire thrived for many years, the growing human population eventually rebelled, thanks in part to the emergence of a cult that worshipped Stobe, revering the giant robot for saving their people while resenting the skeletons who nearly wiped them out. Eventually organizing themselves into a humanocentric religion, the cultists started clashing with the government, and so Cat-lon sent police and military forces to restore order. Yet the Emperor's iron-fisted approach only escalated the conflict, slowly weakening the realm until the cultists broke away to form the Holy Nation in the fertile lands at the center of the continent. The final catastrophe then came from a great famine, which at last saw the state dissolve, with individual peoples migrating to more resource-rich lands, or else ending their association with the Second Empire. Scattering in every direction, some humans became nomads, formed gangs, joined cults, or founded independent realms and settlements, while those seeking larger states could join the Holy Nation under the theocratic government of the Holy Phoenix, or the United Cities, formed as a successor state to the Second Empire through an alliance of settlements in the south and northeast of the continent, ruled by a feudal aristocracy and emperor. The Enforcers, meanwhile, migrated to the southwest and became the Shek, living as warring tribes until united by the hero Krull, who founded the Shek Kingdom, while the Skeletons, who left the Second Empire, went mad, were reprogrammed, went to banditry and cults, or else settled in various areas across the continent, including their own settlement of Black Desert City in the Deadlands. As for the Hivers, they grew into several distinct sub-races, who functioned as an extension of a larger hive run by a single, all-powerful queen, known to be partially organic and partially robotic, with 6 antennae and a metal tank connected to their torso, where they may produce eggs that birth more of their kind. Located in Vane, Dreg, the Fog Islands, Royal Valley, and Grey Shelf, alternative theories about their origins include their creation by a rogue faction of skeletons, being native to Kenshi, migrating from another land, or arriving as aliens from another world. In any case, individual Hivers were fiercely loyal to their hives, but could lose that connection if they remained out of contact for too long, becoming unwelcomed exiled hiveless, forced to wander the wasteland on their own. These hiveless eventually grew more independent and capable of living rich, active lives, yet often suffered from depression as they felt purposeless without a hive. Although many Hivers grew into worker drones, who excelled in manual labor, farming, athletics, dexterity, engineering, stealth, thievery, toughness, and ranged weaponry. Others became soldier drones, who were deficient in many of those areas, but specialized in toughness and melee attack. Yet the rarest of all were the Hive Princes, who served in positions of leadership, acting as lieutenants of the Queen, with increased intelligence, while excelling in athletics, dexterity, medicine, lockpicking, perception, science, stealth, thievery, and toughness. Although most Hivers were immune to acid and could eat raw meat, only workers and soldiers could eat foul raw meat, while princes could not. Always ready to give their lives for the sake of the Hive or Queen, Hivers could prove extremely formidable by swarming their enemies with vast numbers, but could struggle as individual fighters, since their shapes made them unable to wear full armor, and the fragility of their bodies made it easy to lose a limb. Over time, Hivers separated into 3 distinct cultures, including the beige and light brown Western Hivers, friendly, peaceful merchants that formed caravans to trade with other lands, and allowed foreigners to visit their villages throughout the territories of Vane and Dreg. Oppositely, the pink and purple-colored Southern Hivers were hostile, aggressive meat-eaters who viciously attacked trespassers with their drone guards in the Royal Valley and Grey Shelf. In addition to having a queen who was protected by elite drone guards, they also fed intruders to their king, a formidable, meat-eating crimper robot. Though the Southern Hive were extremely violent and warlike, they often spared skeleton robots that violated their territory, since they did not possess organic meat to feed their king. Finally, there were the Blue Fogmen of the Fog Islands, mad roving Hivers without a queen who attacked anyone found in their territory. Those able to escape the Fogmen might find refuge in the nearby city of Mongrel, but often remained trapped, unable to escape the region. The only Hivers without immunity to acid, some claimed these Fogmen were plagued with neurological parasites, while others claimed their madness stemmed from the loss of their queen, who may have produced a pheromone needed to act normally. Only able to utter nonsensical screams, they were known to send countless swarms of Fogmen and Fog Heavies against their enemies in order to capture organic beings and feed them to the Fog Princes who served as Hive leaders. Hated and feared by many, skilled adventurers could collect a bounty of 6,000 cats for the heads of Fog Princes. Considered enemies of the Holy Nation, they placed Hivers low on their racial hierarchy, believing them former humans so far gone in their beastly transformation they could only be enslaved or killed as a mercy. Other enemies of the Western Hivers included the Traders Guild, who competed as merchants across the territories of Kenshi, while the Shek viewed them as unlikable weaklings, and some in the United Cities stereotyped them as animal-like, claiming their presence increased poverty and crime rates. Looking for something new to read? Then why not check out The Frozen God, Book 2 of the Heroes of the Nine Realms by Alex E. Martin, a longtime supporter of the channel. A thrilling continuation of the story from Book 1, Fugitives of Helheim. Follow Sigurd and his shape-shifting brother as they find themselves fugitives, doomed to travel across the Nine Realms to fulfill a series of impossible, God-given tasks. Though they won't get far with just their father's sword, true hope may lie in their family's darkest secret. In this chilling second installment of the Heroes of the Nine Realms, Sigurd the Dragon Slayer and his brother must brave sunless realms cold enough to freeze blood, ancient vengeful kings, and primordial old ones. They must forge alliances with gods and dwarves and face primordial foes in battles that will shape the foundations of the Nine Realms and reshape destiny itself. The Frozen God is another epic, dark mythic fantasy for fans of Norse mythology, gods, epic quests, action and adventure, and forbidden magic. So if you're interested, be sure to check out The Frozen God, available now on Amazon. A special thanks to all those who contribute to CivilizationEx, like Tamika the Black Wolf, Faith the Wandering Huntress, Mamoru the Obscured Hermit Alchemist, and Ambassador Alex Nunez. If you'd like to help the channel, be sure to give a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and click on the links below, or else go to patreon.com/CivilizationEx, where you can gain early access to videos and watch the Patreon-only series, Heroes of Lore and Legend.